Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 53 of Brat Said That. I'm your host, Brat Jackson, along with my co-producer, Chad LGBT. The theme today is the Great Gatsby. Yes, they're Great Bratsby. Why? Because like 80 years ago today, the book was released, and I was like, what is today in history? And like Great Gatsby, I'm like, oh, Long Island and Leonardo DiCaprio. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this Saturday. I hope everybody's having a great weekend so far. Everybody has a great week. We are 1 week away from WrestleMania. Yes, 1 week away. I cannot wait. I am so excited. We are going to talk all about WrestleMania, even the highs, the lows, but we are just... Technically, we're 2 shows away from WrestleMania. Well, 3 with this show and the next show. But it's exciting. I'm excited. Let me just make sure we're live on Facebook. I hope everybody's doing great. I had a good day. Woke up early, went to work like a big boy. There I am live. But I don't know what that was. But happy Valentine's Day to you too. Anyway, we have UFC on the Paramount Plus in the corner of the screen, so we're going to watch that as we talk on the show. But we have to talk about SmackDown because once again, Pat McAfee is out there running a ruckus, killing the WrestleMania vibe. And, he came out, he announced, I'm going to have a huge announcement. And the announcement was 25% off promo for Saturday's WrestleMania. Wow. Awesome. Great. Thanks, Pat. Instead of $400 tickets, it's now $325 tickets. Listen, Pat McAfee, let me calm down. Let me calm down. I got a long show. It's a good night. We got UFC. We got everything else. I don't want to start with just Pat McAfee. But McAfee's got to go. He's not adding anything to the show. He's taking away the fans. He is telling people, hey, he's literally saying, hey, this show sucks. Don't watch it. See? So mad. She left. She said, I'm gone. I'm out of here. I think she went to go take out Rolly. But, listen, and then you got Jelly Roll, Pat McAfee. What are we doing? Now, I know celebrity, WrestleMania, it goes hand in hand. But these two, we don't need it. There is such a legacy, no pun intended, for Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes that you can use. You don't need any of this. It's not necessary. Literally, Cody Rhodes' first match in the WWE was against Randy Orton. And then legacy. And then Cody leaves. And Cody comes back. And you could have done anything like that. Oh, my Orton family is better than the Rhodes family. You could have done so much. You could have brought back Ted DiBiase Jr. Hell, bring back Dustin Rhodes. I could have brought Cowboy. There's so many different options. But you do Pat McAfee. Why? Because the kids on the internet, the 6'7" in the world, are they going to watch it? No. I said it last show and I'm going to say it. If you're a fan of Pat McAfee, like I am a fan. I love Pat McAfee's show, Boston Connor, the other ones, the Hammer, AJ Hawk. I watch it all the time. Their draft analysis, when they do their draft shows, I watch it. I watch that more than I watch the actual draft. But, Pat McAfee's not bringing in any new fans. And this is WrestleMania season. We are literally 7 days away. And we have nothing but just this Pat McAfee all over the show. He is the focal point of the main event of WrestleMania. Now, I know WrestleMania Night 1 is not a main event, but I think it is. That's a good debate to have. Does main event WrestleMania Night 1 count? And I think it does. Why? Because if you look at all the WrestleMania Night 1 main events, it's kind of like they've been the best match. Let's see, 36, you had, I think, what was it? Undertaker, AJ, Bianca, and Sasha. 38, Stone Cold and Kevin Owens. 39, I think what was 39? The Usos and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. 40 was The Rock. Am I doing this right? Yeah, The Rock and Roman versus Cody and Seth. Last year was Seth Punk and Rollins. Punk, and Reigns. God, a lot of artists there, kids. But I don't know. It's a lack of people of WrestleMania. But listen, SmackDown wasn't all about Pat McAfee, no matter how much the internet and me wants to say. We had the debut of Royce Keys. Finally, Royce Keys, Powerhouse Hobbs, has made his SmackDown debut. Quick work, and he did great. So, we'll see what happens. They are going to do the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal next week on SmackDown. I don't understand why they don't have it on the show, but it is what it is. And we're also more MFT versus Wyatt 6. We thought we were done with them, but now we continue with that feud that never ends. This is a feud that never ever ends. It's like, come on now. Enough is enough. But I think the most important thing is we got the in-ring debut of Danhausen. Yes, very spooky, very evil, very undefeated. It was cute, him versus Kit Wilson. He did a little bit You Are Cursed. The poof came out, made Kit Wilson fall. Danhausen hit him with the finisher, 1, 2, 3, and Danhausen escapes. Great. Listen, I have never seen such a complete 180 of a character from his debut just a few weeks ago to what he is now. Like, he was a total flop. Maybe not he. I don't want to say he, because I don't think Danhausen is a flop. But his entrance, his debut, his legit out-of-the-box debut, flop. But the 180, the You Are Cursed, the fan fell, the Fanhausens, just his thing with backstage with everybody. The You Are Cursed is like the list of Jericho. It's something you can do with your friends. It's awesome. But also, we do have Jade Cargill, Rhea Ripley. Like, why is Io Sky doesn't have a WrestleMania match? Tiffany Stratton, not a WrestleMania match. Damian Priest, R-Truth, no WrestleMania matches. You got Tiffany Stratton, no WrestleMania matches. Even on the other side, Carmelo Hayes, Ilya Dragunov, no WrestleMania match. But you got Jelly Roll. You got I Show Speed. You got Little Yachty. I guess they deserve more WrestleMania matches than the people that bust their ass 365, but I'm not going to complain all show. I'm not. But listen, if I had the pen and I had the pencil and I can make up the card, it would look completely different. But hey, we're all going to watch it. We're all sitting there. We're all going to complain. We're all going to go on the internet. I don't like the Pat McAfee. Yeah. But next Saturday, I'm going to be there. Next Sunday, I'm going to be there. Watching. Not there. I could go there. But bills. Anyway, but that's SmackDown. We got 2 shows, Raw and SmackDown. Let's build this up. Let's do something. Because the lack of interest in WrestleMania is getting sucked out of people. But like I said, every show we've done so far, we've looked at a WrestleMania in the past. I don't think there is a WrestleMania that's happened on the 10th, aka the 11th. So, what we're going to do, I'm just going to double check that. Because I had it all set thing. Let's see. Nothing happened. No 10th WrestleMania. I don't want to look at 37 because I didn't care about that. So, what we're going to do, we're going to go to our co-producer, Chad LGBT. And I'm going to say, pick our WrestleMania besides, what do we do, 4? We did 1, 4, 13, 20, 28, right? I think that's the one we did. So, I'm going to have him pick a WrestleMania besides those. He picked WrestleMania 17. Thank you, Chad LGBT. Because that is, did we do WrestleMania 17? No, right? I don't think so. No, we didn't do WrestleMania 17. WrestleMania 17, still 25 years ago, still goes down as the greatest WrestleMania of all time. Still, after all these years. Now, there's been really good WrestleManias. There's been 20, 30, 35 was pretty good, long but pretty good. But WrestleMania 17 in the height of the Attitude Era, and we're going to talk about that card because I remember watching that card at home. I remember watching Motorhead and Lemmy rest in peace, playing Triple H out to the ring. You know, I thought Lemmy was scary because he had bumps on his face. But WrestleMania 17, where could you say? Oh, I mean, it opens up with Chris Jericho versus William Regal for the WWF Intercontinental Championship. What a match. Listen, Jericho once said, if you're not going to be, like, the main event of WrestleMania, be the opening match. The opening match is what sets that mood. And Jericho retained over Regal. On paper, those two still could wrestle now, which is crazy. Then you have Taz, Bradshaw, and Farouk with the right to censor the Good Father, Val Venus, and Bull Buchanan. Quick 6-man tag. Like I said, good match. You have 6, 7, 8 people on the card right there. What a perfect WrestleMania match that was. Then, probably the best hardcore match in history. Kane defeated Raven in the Big Show. They went all over the Astrodome. Kane and Raven almost shut down the whole production. And Kane wins the Hardcore Championship when a Hardcore Championship used to mean something. Then you have a brilliant match between Eddie Guerrero and Test. Boom. Rest in peace to both those men. Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit in a match that, Chris Benoit, but still, those two going at it. 5-star matches. Chyna comes back in one of the greatest the greatest returns ever, and just squashes Ivory in 2 minutes to win the Women's Championship. And then one of my favorite matches of all time, Shane McMahon defeated his father, Mr. McMahon, in a street fight with Mick Foley as a special guest referee. Who can forget the coast to coast, the pop that Linda McMahon got after coming out of her wheelchair? And a catacomic state, and then TLC. We all hear about TLC. Anytime we go to Bubba Ray Dudley's, I'm talking about TLC. Edge and Christian defeated the Bubba Ray Dudley boys and the Hardy Boys in that classic TLC match. Then you got a little bit of a popcorn filler. The Iron Sheik won a gimmick battle royal, defeating Hillbilly Jim. What a crazy sentence I just said. Like, having a match like that in 2001 is like having a match with it's Rene Dupree eliminated freaking Kenzo Suzuki to win, It's last time passed. And then The Undertaker defeated Triple H. And I don't know, not really the best match of the card. It was Undertaker, got the streak going. I think that was the last time before the streak became the streak. And then the no disqualification match between Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. Stone Cold winning, shaking the hands with the devil Vince McMahon. And what possibly most people say is the worst moment, the death of the Attitude Era right there. But I'm so glad Chad LGBT picked this Mania, because I really want to talk about it, because WrestleMania 17, still the best. It's still one of the best WrestleManias to talk about. Now, we've talked about how you, Brat, would rebook WrestleMania. So, this is my WrestleMania. My WrestleMania is completely different than anything we can ever imagine. Because I'm in the realm of, the invasion hasn't happened yet. ECW has happened. The WWE has brought ECW. So I've kind of done a WWE versus ECW WrestleMania. Yes. So it's not as great as the other WrestleMania, as this WrestleMania was. But let me get to it real quick. Gotta go click. Let's see. But yeah, WrestleMania 17, I remember I was, 2001, 98, carry the 2, divided 13 when that happened. And I just remember watching it and seeing Stone Cold shake Vince McMahon's hand. I'm like, this is bullshit. I was complaining before the internet was the internet, folks. Alright, so this is Brat Jackson's rebooking of WrestleMania 17. Now, I need you to hear me out because it's a little bit different. Let's see. Alright, so, like I said, this is completely, most of it is the same. A lot of it's different. A lot of it has There's pretty much different similarities. So, Sunday Night Heat. Haku defeated Steve Blackman. Okay? Then you have Bob Holly, who joined the Right to Censor, defeated Steven Richards. You have Albert, Just Incredible, and X-Pac, which is X Factor, taking on and defeating Conan, K-Quick, and Road Dogg. And then I had Steve Corino debuting and joining the X Factor. And then for the main card, I mean, who wouldn't want to see this main card? You tell me how good this main card is. Now, Kurt Angle defeated Chris Benoit. We have to keep that match. The Undertaker puts the streak on the line against Mike Awesome. How, no pun intended, awesome would that have been? Then you have Eddie Guerrero defeating Rob Van Dam. Bradshaw and Frug taking on Danny Doring and Roadkill. A no disqualification match. Triple H defeated the Sandman. Yes, I want the Sandman to come out with the cigarette in his hand, the kendo stick. Now, you gotta remember back in the day, the Sandman was the top guy in ECW. Nowadays, it sounds silly, because the Sandman is here and Triple H is here. But still, 2001, you can still do the WrestleMania Battle Royal, yada yada. China taking on Ivory, boom. The WWF European Championship, let's change the hardcore. Raven defeated the Big Show to win. WWF Intercontinental Championship, Jericho versus Regal, TLC match the same, and Stone Cold Steve Austin taking on The Rock. Now, did I kind of just screw over Kane? I feel like I just took Kane out of this card and did not even give him a match. So, I'm sorry to you, Glenn Jacobs, but that's my rebooking of WrestleMania 17. I literally took Kane out of WrestleMania, but whatever. Don't burn me alive. Anyway, but that's WrestleMania 17, my fantasy booking. Tell me what you think. But that is, WrestleMania, the greatest WrestleMania of all time. If you haven't seen WrestleMania, go watch it. WrestleMania 17. Astrodome, in Houston, Texas. I actually watched a video because they vacated the Astrodome, so it's no more. It's still standing, but somebody went in there and took a tour of the video of all the decrepit seats and the arena. So check it out. Also, we have a little bit of drama. Save the drama for your mama. AEW versus TNA drama. Now, TNA has took some of the TNA took TNA talent off some of the AEW matches. What does that mean? I don't know. I'll tell you in a second. So, you had MJF versus Nick Nemeth at Creative Pro. TNA is we're not going to have Nick Nemeth face MJF. Nope. Then you have Ricochet versus Leon Slater, something. I think that was WrestleCon. And TNA is no, Leon Slater, you're not doing that. So, what does this mean? Rightfully so. I think MJF versus Nick Nemeth, what a match. Ricochet versus Leon Slater, what a match. But, this happened before with Ring of Honor and TNA. A lot of the Ring of Honor the TNA didn't let Samoa Joe work a few Ring of Honor shows and vice versa. So we got TNA. TNA is having a pay-per-view right now as we speak. TNA Rebellion. Let's look at what's going on right there. I know that EC3 is returning. Good for him. I think that's where he definitely was his best at. Nothing crazy has happened so far. Ryan Nemeth defeated BDE in a pre-show match. Leon Slater defeated Cedric Alexander to retain the X Division Championship. Frankie Kazarian defeated Elijah. And Special Agent Zero defeated Moose. So that's everything that's happened. We got Mike Santana versus Eddie Edwards. The Hardys versus The System. Ariana Grace versus Li Ying Lee. And Trey Miguel versus Mustafa Ali for the TNA International Championship. So we'll check back later in the night to see how that is going. But right now, I am watching UFC 327, and it's the legendary Cub Swanson's last fight ever happening right now against Nate Landwehr. So, let's go over UFC 327 because, hey, preliminary cards, I got every match, every fight right but one. So, The fights have started. I'm picking Cub Swanson to end his legendary career. Swanson 30-14, last fight, legend, WEC. Remember all the WEC? I love WEC. The blue cage, the blue mat. He's gone back and forth his last few fights, but I think his fight against this opponent, Nate Landwehr, he's 18-7, 1-3 in his last 4 fights. Back-to-back KO TKO losses, so hopefully Cub can end it in his hometown, I think of Miami. Dominic Reyes versus Johnny Walker. Dominic Reyes, 15-5, who always have that John Jones fight where he almost became UFC light heavyweight champion, but they gave that decision to Jones and everybody was pissed. It's coming off a loss against the hopefully next UFC light heavyweight champion, Carlos Sjoberg, but Johnny Walker, 22-9, 1-2-1 in his last 4, very inconsistent. But that's, this is light heavyweights. He's going to put on a good fight. Curtis Blades versus Josh Hokic. Former Bratwurst winner, Josh Hokic. Blades 19-5, coming off a win in June. Tougher competitors in the UFC than Josh Hokic. Hokic's 8-0. This is a big jump for him. He does a silly gimmick and stuff. He talks a lot, yada, yada, yada. He is 8-0, but I think this whole thing ends tonight. I do. Main event, Azamat Murzakanov versus Paulo Costa. Murzakanov, 16-0 off of the Dana White Contender Series. Paulo Costa, we all know him, 15-4. 2-4 in his last 6. Hasn't really been the same since he lost to Adesanya back in 2020. This is his return to light heavyweight. So I think he gets the ball rolling now. His O's got to go, so I think I'm picking Paulo Costa. And in the main event, Yuri Prochazka, the former champion, versus Carlos Sjoberg. Yuri 32-5-1, coming off a 2-fight win streak after losing to the former champion. And Cub is just laying in those fists. Former UFC light heavyweight champion Yuri, he's held the belt, but I think Carlos Sjoberg wins the vacated UFC light heavyweight championship. Why is it vacated? Because Alex Pereira vacated the belt. He's gonna fight for the heavyweight championship or the interim heavyweight championship at the White House card. So my picks: Sjoberg, Costa, Blades, Reyes, and Swanson. Before we go over and finish UFC, I kind of just jumped to that because Cub Swanson is fighting, so I wanted to talk about that. Cub Swanson passes Alexander Volkanovski for third most total strikes in UFC featherweight history. Wow. And Cubs got him down. Goes for, oh my lord, he's almost done. Cubs about to finish it. Oh, Cubs is raining down. Got side control. Nate's back up. Oh, body shots and body shots. Oh, those body shots. I've never got hit with a body shot, but I've seen people get hit by body shots and their body just goes shut down. AEW Dynasty is tomorrow. I haven't watched AEW in a while, but I'll check out Dynasty. We'll talk about it. I'm really looking for an MJF versus Kenny Omega. Nothing else, Oh, by the way, the AEW TNT Championship is vacated. Kyle Fletcher, unfortunately, he was having such a huge rise, too. He had to vacate due to injury. So it's Tommaso Ciampa versus Rush versus to be announced. So we will have a new TNT Championship champion. Nothing else on the card that really we didn't talk about that, but he's down. Nate's hurt. The referee steps in, Cub Swanson wins. First round win for the legend Cub Swanson. Hats off to Cub. What a career. Good for him. And they had to show that guy. Ugh, looks like a pig in shit. But that is, AEW Dynasty. We'll talk about it. Oh, last show we talked about that the Mads Kruger stabbing. And we're like, you shouldn't stab people. Because stabbing's not good, and stabbing is not good. But, God, stop showing this fucking guy. I'm sorry. Stop showing this fucking guy. The whole incident was fake. The whole thing was fake. The no stabbing. It was a stupid decision because that lost them the building. The building they were running out for the last few years. They did this whole stabbing angle. And they were like, hey, that was fake. Well, you're not running in this building anymore. So, we don't need stabbing storylines in 2026. Enough. Enough. But let's jump back to MMA. One person I want to talk about, Anthony Smith, former UFC light heavyweight champion, challenger, fought in bare knuckle MMA, game bred, Jorge Masvidal promotion, defeated Chase Sherman, former UFC fighter, 327 in the first round. Dude, bare knuckle, I love bare knuckle. Also, too, we talked about former heavyweight champion of the world, Tyson Fury, coming back to fight. Tyson Fury won by decision. I don't think it was anything special. But he called out Anthony Joshua. He said, if it's not Joshua, then I'm not boxing again. So, that was it. Good for Fury. I like Fury. There is also, right now, happening a PFL Chicago. Sergio Pettis taking on Mitchell McKee. The prelims just happened on ESPN 2. Nothing really has happened. Sergio Pettis probably win. Let's see. Rufian Stouts is in the co-main event. Vivian Araujo versus Shayna Young is for the women's flyweight belt. So, just we're checking up PFL. I used to be Bellator, now it's PFL. I like it better when it's Bellator, but Darren Till, yes, former UFC welterweight contender Darren Till signs with BKFC. So I'll tell you, some of these fighters who don't do that good in the UFC or mixed martial arts makes a heck of a showing in the bare knuckle world. So we'll see how that works out for Darren Till. Let's see, anything else? We kind of speed run through that. Good for Cub. That was a good fight. MLB, like I said, we have just started, standing still. Everybody's no single digits. Nobody's really blowing it out of the park just yet. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me excuse myself. The Pittsburgh Pirates are 9-5, 8-2 in the last 10. Good for Pittsburgh. And by the way, Pirate Fest is this weekend, and I'm so glad because I'm sick and tired of hearing that Pirates Fest commercial at work. I hear that every single day. All right, matey, are you ready for the Pirate Fest at Desert Breeze Park? Bring the kids. Hey, I'm done. Yankees 8-6, Rays 7-7. That the White Sox 5-10. Only team to have 10 losses are the White Sox. But Braves 9-5, Marlins 8-7. So nothing too crazy. I mean, it's just baseball. It's starting up. Nothing to really talk about. But there is a funny situation. The great, legendary Ichiro Suzuki had his monument unveiled at T-Mobile Park. And when they pulled the tarp off the monument, the bat broke. Yes, the bronze statue loses its bat in one of a blunder. But that is the bat on the Ichiro Suzuki statue was broken during the unveiling ceremony before the game yesterday. Wow, despite the hiccups, Suzuki and fellow Mariners great Ken Griffey Jr. appear to laugh it off. So, yeah, we will go look into some of the worst statues in sports history. Oh, they gave Kevin Swanson a package. Good. They gave him a thank you package. Future, what do you say about a fighter like Cub Swanson? WEC, a warrior, never was that guy to become champion, but you put him anywhere in the card, he's gonna fight. That's just a fighter's fight. Like, if there was like a fighters Hall of Fame just for fighters, he would be in it. But, that's baseball right now. That's Cub Swanson. Congrats, man. Big fan of Cub Swanson. But we are 3 days away from the play-in tournament. I cannot wait. We are going to talk about that right now. The play-in, is it the playoffs? Do you think it's the playoffs or not? I think it is, but let's see. Like we said, we talked about everything. Oh, congrats to the Washington Wizards. They officially have the worst record in the NBA, so Good for them. Good for them. Little update about Joel Embiid. He is out. He is undergoing appendicitis surgery. Could miss crucial games with playoffs right there. Now, I think the 76ers are in the play-in. So, what does that mean? Sixers are stuck in the play-in danger zone. They've clinched. They're going to move on. They're going to be in the play-ins, but I don't know like what the seeds are just yet. There's so many seeds at stake. One game after the other can change drastically. 4 seeds to be determined in the West. Nuggets can finish in the 3rd or 4th. Lakers can finish in the 3rd or 4th. 3rd seed will take on 6th seed Minnesota. 4th seed will take on 5th seed Houston. Blazers can finish in 8 or 9 spot. Clippers can finish in 8 or 9 spot. 8th seed will take on Phoenix. 9th seed will take on Golden State. So, there's still, a lot to be decided. But Wizards, you clinched the worst record. Who is that? Oh, yeah, that guy. But best record in the league, Thunder and Spurs. I mean, that, if everything works out, that should be the Western Conference Championship. Thunder and Spurs. Now, I have a thing, I don't want to see back-to-back champions. This is something I've always disliked. But Thunder can really... Listen, we're going to get a new NBA Finals because the Pacers are second to dead last. They ain't going to be in no playoffs. They are out of it. But Thunder, Spurs, Nuggets, Lakers, Rockets, Timberwolves, Suns, Trailblazers, Clippers, and Warriors, those are the teams. So if there's are any of your teams in the West, good for you. Pistons, Celtics, Knicks, Cavaliers, Hawks, Raptors, Magic, 76ers, Hornets, and Heat. So if those are any of your teams, good for you. By the way, they just showed Mortal Kombat 2. Cannot wait. I still say The Miz should have been Johnny Cage. But that's coming out May 8th. We were talking about that. We're talking about the first one in a few weeks. But that is the playoffs. We got 3 days. So the next show that we come on, we are going to all talk about the playoffs. NHL, same exact thing. The playoffs are happening right now. Not right now. They're happening in a few days. The Sabres have taken the first place at the Atlantic Division. The Penguins, my mighty Penguins. Now listen, I know we joke around with the Sabres and everything and the Golden Knights because I live in Vegas. But my team, my heart is the Penguins. I want to see the kid get his 4th cup. But right now, we have the Hurricanes are in. Buffalo Sabres, Montreal Canadiens, Lightning, Penguins, the Ottawa Senators, and the Bruins are all in. The Red Wings have been eliminated. The New Jersey Devils have been eliminated. Over in the West, Avalanche have clinched the President's Cup, the number 1 seed, the best record in the league. Dallas Stars in. Minnesota Wild and the Utah Mammoth are into. Well, by the way, I'm yawning because I've been up since 4:30 in the morning. Edmonton Oilers, Golden Knights, Ducks, and Kings are all fighting for a position. Predators are hoping to get an into, but the St. Louis Blues, the Seattle Kraken, the Calgary Flames, the Blackhawks, and the Canucks are all eliminated. So we still have some hockey to go, but their playoffs start very soon too. And we're, I think I want to say just a few days. So we're going to have hockey and hockey and hockey and hockey and hockey. So we, once we get the layout, we'll do our predictions. We'll choose who we want to win. But, Seattle Kraken pretty much killed their playoff hopes with a brutal losing streak. So, I like Seattle. I've never been there. Want to go there. But, they didn't make it this year. One thing, too, the Masters is happening right now. I know nothing about golf. Except, we chose a player to win, and we will look at the leaderboard because, Cameron Young is in the lead. Rory McIlroy, I know that name. He is second place. Burns, Larry, Day, Rose, Scotty Scheffler. But who did we pick? We picked, oh man, I don't even know if our guy's still in here or if he was eliminated. Wasn't it, Morikawa? No, that's Colin Morikawa. No, I think our dude's eliminated, man. Yeah, Matsuyama. Yes, Hideki Matsuyama. He's not doing so good. He is, Matsuyama is, I can't read that, 2, what that means, over, under, prior to, whole, I don't know these things. There's so many numbers. So hold on, it says it up here, hold on. Let's see what it says, He is, where is he? Oh my God, DeChambeau. I know that name. Missed the cut. Oh no. DeChambeau missed the cut. Scheffler is -7. Let's see. Eliminated. McNeely, McCartney. Bubba Watson. Oh, is that Bubba Watson? I like Bubba Watson. DeChambeau. I don't know how this works. Pot getter. But yeah, so it looks like Cameron Young's doing pretty good. Right now, Matsuyama, let's see, 15th Masters, tied for 29th place. So, hey, could be worse. That's the Masters. Haven't seen a lick of it. I got to ask the best friend Terrell if he ever answers his phone. If he's watching the Masters, I'm sure he is because he's a big golf fan, and I know nothing about golf. But there is one thing we need to talk about. We have talked about it for the last 3 months. It's coming. Just a few weeks away. April 23rd, the draft is happening in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. By the way, if you have not seen it, watch The Pit. It is so good. Noah Wiley is amazing. Las Vegas Raiders, first pick, Fernando Mendoza. Not much to talk about, but if we are off that day, we're definitely going to have a little watch along. I got the Raiders jersey back there, Raiders hat. I'll plop it on. And yeah, so I don't think anything's changed so far. Player selection, nothing too crazy. It happens, you know. But one thing I want to say, ever since Brock Purdy was the last pick in a draft, I think 5 years ago, the Mr. Irrelevant title needs to go away because there's not anything irrelevant about being a top guy, even if you're number 500 or 257th. But let's see. Let's go back to the UFC, see how that's going. I don't think anything. Oh, there's zero. Okay, so they're doing a little promo for the White House show. Good for them. Man, it's going to be a short show today. I've never really had a short show. But, so we pretty much talked about everything I want to talk about. The Stanley Cup playoffs coming. The NBA playoffs. The baseball just started. UFC 327, kind of we're having a watch along right now. WrestleMania we've talked about. Let me see if there's anything breaking news before I go to the miscellaneous topic. Because I do want to talk about this miscellaneous topic because it is close to my heart. And it just updated, and it just what happened. Hashtag Pakistan. What is hashtag Pakistan? The VP is in Pakistan. Oh, jeez. By the way, fun fact: before WrestleMania moved from New Orleans to Vegas for the second year in a row, that would have been today. It would have been this weekend. So in some alternate universe, WrestleMania 42 is happening right now. I don't know what other sports to talk about. Latest, the Orioles look like they're doing. Jeremiah Jackson, I don't know who that is, no relation, but seems to be doing good. Anytime Jackson is doing great, I'm doing it. Max Fried, what's going on with Max Fried? Max Fried is my player on the Yankees. Is he doing good? He's getting me points. Oh no, he's on the Braves. Oh, it's on the Yankees. What am I talking about? Oh, what is this? Max Fried have lost. Yankees have lost 4 straight. Aaron Boone's decided to leave Max Fried in with a runner on third. So looks like he didn't do so good. I mean, we can look at my fantasy players. We're not having a good week, guys. We're not having a good week at all. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm losing pretty bad this week, or last time I checked. So let's check how the Brat said that fantasy team's doing. Let's see. We are down 169 to 229, but we would have beaten 4 other teams. Not doing good. Max Fried got 21 points, so I can't be hating on that. And yeah, so Jacob Mizorowski didn't do so good. Chris Sell and Sandy Alcantara are my only pitchers left. So I'm projected to do 225. He's projected to do 276. So we're going to take an L on that week. But before we get off, because it is a long, long day, I do got to talk about this. We have a verdict or a confession. The Gilgo Beach, the Long Island serial killer, Rex Huberman, pleads guilty to 8 murders in the Gilgo Beach case. You want to know why? Matt, why are you talking about that? Because Gilgo Beach is on Long Island, and that was something that growing up we talked about. 11 plus victims. They just caught this guy just a few years ago. I think like right before I moved in to the apartment. So Rex Huberman, he used to get all the victims, like these women, and let's see. I don't know how to. Let's see. Rex Huberman was born in Massapequa, a town right next to me. Childhood acquaintances recalled him as being a mama's boy who was extremely close to his mother. Graduated in 1981, married his first wife in 1990. And so he was charged. He was identified as a prime suspect in the death of Maureen Bernard Burns and was charged with her murder in January 2024. On June 6, 2024, he was arraigned and charged with the murders of Jessica Taylor and Sandra Castilla. Castilla murder had not previously been linked to the Gilgo Beach serial killers. And just April 8th, while we're talking about it, Huberman pleaded guilty to 7 murders, which he had been charged and admitted to committing an 8th murder. His sentence is scheduled for June 17th, 2026. There's been the victims. Should I say their name? We need to say their names. Sandra Castilla, she was 28. She was killed in 1993. Then Maureen Bernard Barnes, she disappeared, last seen in 2007. Melissa Bethlehem, she was 24 of Erie County, New York, went missing on July 12, 2009. Megan Waterman of Maine went missing June 6. What a sicko. Amerlyn Castillo, 27 of West Babylon, and just like 6 other victims. So this dude would just, I guess kill these women. They might have been escorts and go to Gilgo Beach and bury their body. Let's see. A timeline. Let's see. Sandra Castillo was last seen November 19th, November 20th, 93. Her remains was found. And then 96, 97, 2000. What a piece of shit. So 2020, Suffolk County ordered by New York State Supreme Court to release the recordings of a 911 call. Police announced forensic identification of formerly unidentified remains. Then 2023, July 14th, Rex Huberman charged in relation to the murders. 2023, August 4th, police publicly announced forensic identification. January 2024, he was indicted for the murder of 3 updated sketches, charged with relation. 2025, police announced forensic identification of another remains. So, and just last week, he was played guilty. What? Yeah, there is just so many documentaries about so many. Go watch it. If you're like a true crime fan, yeah, it's always like interesting too, especially it happening on right by where I grew up. I mean, I can look at where that is to my house. So that's only half an hour away from where I grew up. So probably a lot closer. Yeah, so. But that's going to be it for the show. Just a nice quick show. I do want to give a shout out, though, because it is a joyous time in the family's life. My cousin, second cousin, Allison, got married yesterday. Congrats to her and her husband, Chase. I couldn't make the wedding, but the brother and the sister went, and it is great to see, after losing my dad and my aunt, to have a joyful, monumental moment in the family. So congrats to the Stovers. That's the first call for the whole show. So good for them. Can't wait to see them. Can't wait to hang out and see the family on a positive note. But hey, that is it. I'm going to get off right now because my throat's killing me. I've been up since 4:30 and I want to finish watching UFC. So, boys, girls, guys, and dolls, let me get the soundtrack on for the show. Thank you all for coming on. We will be back. I want to come back soon. I want to come back either Monday or Tuesday. But we'll figure it out. If you want, just keep following. The numbers last show, I mean, didn't do as good as the other one. It's still got 10. Hey, that's 10 more people than I think we had pretty good at this. We got to update the equipment. I kind of like this facing me and you kind of personal. I see a lot of the same stuff throughout the internet, but I'm nobody special. But hey, let's get the wait what and do a little recap of the show. Ready? Alright, recap of the show. SmackDown happened. Royce Keys made his debut, and so did Danhausen. If you didn't like Danhausen, you are cursed. Pat McAfee, whatever. Thanks for the 25%. WrestleMania, we talked about the greatest WrestleMania of all time. And next week we'll do the same. We'll just ask Challenge LGBT, pick a WrestleMania. A little AEW TNA drama. I would like to see MJF versus Nick Nemeth. TNA Rebellion happening right now. EC3 returns. We will talk about AEW Dynasty next show. UFC 327. Congrats to Cub Swanson on a final victory. Reyes, Blades, Costa, and Yalberg. We'll come back, talk about that. Tyson Fury came back from boxing. One decision, nothing special. He wants Anthony Joshua. Ichiro, statue, got a broken bat. NBA, the playoffs. We're going to have a huge show next show with the playoffs in both NBA and the NHL. The golf, Masters, who's going to win? I don't know how it works. And, NFL, we're talking about the draft. And, the Gilgo Beach serial killer. He's going to go away for the rest of his life. So, congrats to, hope everybody had it. And congrats to the Stovers. Stovers? All right, guys. I'm going to get off. Oh, by the way, love yourself. Love each other. I love sports. All right. Bye, guys.